Welcome to the Rock Your Comeback podcast. I'm Nicole Eaton, author of the books Rock Your Soul and Rock Your Comeback, as well as an intuitive therapist, and I'm here to remind you of your power. This podcast focuses on mindset and inviting the universe in to create a life that feels so good, so aligned, and so authentic. I hope you're ready. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Rock Your Comeback podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Eaton, author of the book Rock Your Comeback and Rock Your Soul. And I'm here to remind you of your power. If you haven't heard me talk about the Quantum Glow Up Retreat, you have one more week to get registered if you are hoping to join us February 23rd through the 26th in Orlando, Florida. Christy Forsyth and I are going to be changing your lives, working together to change your energy, open your mind, deconstruct some old beliefs, old ways of thinking, and just completely help you glow up from the inside out. We have a handful more spaces that we'd love to have you. So let us know if you're interested in joining us. And there's a link in the bio if it feels like something you want to do. I have a subject I've never touched on in here, but it's been coming up so frequently in my sessions that I felt like I needed to talk about it, because there's a lot of people out there who feel really mad at God right now. They feel really let down. They felt like they had hope, they had intuition, they had trust, and something didn't work out in their life, or they were betrayed in a major way and they're just losing hope. And it's okay to be mad, and it's okay to be frustrated, and it's okay to think that something was supposed to go a different way than it does. And I guess what I want to remind you is that just because the journey hasn't looked how you thought it was going to, doesn't mean you're not still on path to where you're going. And a lot of times when we hold that fear and we hold that anger and we're committed to that story, we close up our energy. And I always describe closed energy as somebody who just feel like they're really hard to get to know, right? And I was explaining to somebody today, a client, that let's say there is a massive waterfall flowing outside your door, but you've got your door locked, closed, and sealed so tight that you might be able to see a dribble of water, but you're not going to see the gushing rapids of the waterfall. And so in order for us to tap back into that source energy, and this doesn't mean you have to go dive into believing bigger things are coming for you. It just means that we open your energy field up, because honestly, it feels shitty when your energy is closed. It feels awful. It feels disconnected. It feels hopeless. It feels sad. It feels low energy. It feels fearful. It feels like this is going to be it. This is the story. So when we open that energy up, we give ourselves permission to receive. We give our energy permission to receive, whether that's receiving inspiration or intuition, whether that's receiving guidance, whether that's receiving love or a connection with somebody, whatever that looks like for you. This is your sign that if you're really angry, you don't have to forgive. You don't have to decide that everything that you want to believe in is true, but you have to be willing to open up your energy field for yourself, if anything else. Because I don't know, have you ever been in a room too long, or even on a plane too long, or the vents are off on the plane and everything starts to feel really stale? Your energy's the same way. And when we don't allow it to flow, it's going to feel cut off, it's going to feel closed off, and it's going to feel gross and stale and old, and you're not going to want it. It's not going to feel good in there. And you are walking around in your meat suit with your energy all the time. So you want it to feel good. And the thing is we can tell when people don't feel good in their bodies. We sense it. Everybody can feel that you're not feeling good. And it's hard to approach somebody whose energy is closed. It really is. It's hard to approach somebody who has closed off energy. It feels hard to connect with. And when energy is hard to connect with, we don't know what to make of it. We don't know if we can ask our boss for a raise today if their energy is really close to their body and they're a little more cold and they're not as warm to you as usual. We don't know. So when we don't know, we feel cautious. We feel distant, and so do your blessings. And I really believe that. And again, I will never tell anybody what to believe in. That's not my line of work. sometimes we want to believe things are true, and sometimes we're mad because they're not showing up in the way we want. Like, that's such an ego thing to have happen, right? Is I'm mad because I believed in something and it's not here right now. Like, what a little temper tantrum we can have. It's okay to be angry, but when are you going to let good stuff back in? Like, when are you going to let go of that anger? What is that anger really doing for you? Is it really helping you? Sometimes I'll just say, like, I'm fucking mad. I'm mad about it. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to say that you're mad, but how long are you going to stay there? What are the moments that make you feel connected to the universe? What are the moments that make you feel aligned? For me, it's reading the Course in Miracles. I don't read it every day, but when I need to feel close to the universe, I read that. Some people read the Bible. Some people read a different book that feels good. The Alchemist is a really good one. Some people remember and write down their moments where they felt a bigger or higher power. Some people meditate. Meditation and certain meditations always get me connected and back in that space. But in order to remove that anger, we have to remove the energy that's perpetuating it, which means that we have to do a really thorough energy clearing and start to open back up. And again, you don't have to dive into trusting everything. You don't have to dive into expecting that things are just going to work out. I don't need you there. I just need you a little bit willing to entertain the idea that you're supported, to entertain the idea that you're a co-collaborator with the universe. And that's it. And I know that sounds basic and simple, maybe not simple. Maybe that's hard right now. The risk is high. The risk is you closing up. The risk is you not believing anything at all. The risk is you not getting to where you want to go because you gave up, because you stopped believing in everything, including yourself. And I just can't have that. I refuse. I refuse. The message of the week is to stay the path. The message of the week is to open back up. The message of the week is that if you can't become a big believer again, become a little bit better of a believer. I'm just going to believe that a little bit better than this can be true. I can feel a little bit better. I was doing a live with Chris Stilson. We do a level up once a month in our level up Facebook group. I'll link it in the bio, but we were talking about the world as your mirror. And when we're closed off, when we're frustrated, when things aren't going as planned, when we stop believing, when we feel closed off, it's a reflection in our environment. Our relationships feel closed off, our opportunities feel closed off. And I know as a business owner, if I'm closed off, my business dries up. Every time. My business is such a flow mirroring of how I'm feeling on the inside. If things are going really well for me, I'm feeling good. I feel really confident. If things aren't going really well for me, I'm having a week or a day or a month that I'm just not thrilled about. It is always a reflection. The things that we feel angry about, the anger we encounter in other people, the things we feel jealous about, the jealousy we encounter in other people, it's all there. It's all there. So we get to decide, what are we going to do with this? At any given moment, in any given day, you don't have to believe in fucking anything. But you do have to decide if your mood is worth saving. You do have to decide if this is how you want to go through life. If this is how you want to get through your days. How long are you willing to hold on to this bad feeling, and for what? What is it doing for you? What does it get to do for you? And I think that's true about anything. Like when we're talking about feeling better, when we're talking about changing our lives, it's not that I just was thinking about the hedonic treadmill, actually, of like just this constant need to change. It's not that we constantly need to change, okay? We don't need to be on the hedonic treadmill where everything constantly has to change and we're constantly having to level up and we're constantly testing all of the shit. We don't have to do that. That doesn't have to be true. But what we do have to decide is the quality of life we're going to live each and every single day. And if the quality of life that you live every single day feels better or worse with certain activities, does it feel better or worse when you eat processed food? Does it feel better or worse when you pray? Does it feel better or worse when you take a cold plunge? Does it feel better or worse when you go for a walk? Does it feel better or worse when you get outside and you see the sunlight? That's it. What if that's it? What if it's just those decisions every day of what things make you feel better and what things make you feel worse, and adding a couple of things in there that make you feel better? What if it can be that easy? What if that's the start? So again, I don't need you to believe in anything, although I think that once you start to feel a little bit better, you'll feel the universe because you'll feel more open and you'll see more magic in your world. And that's the special, right? That's how we make our life special. So if you're mad at God, it's okay. I know you've been trying really hard. I know you've been really frustrated. I know that the things you thought were going to happen didn't happen. I know that the risk that you made, it's not looking like it's paying off. I know that you felt that deep in your gut and it just didn't work out. I know, but what do we do from here? Because closing up your energy is definitely not helping you receive things. It's definitely not helping you connect with people. It's definitely not helping you stay present with people. It's definitely not helping your quality of life. It's definitely not helping your mood and your relationships and your connections. It's definitely not helping. And if we can minimally identify that, then we're on the trajectory. You get to design whatever kind of life you want. You can believe, you cannot believe. You can do the things that feel good. You can do the things that, watch Netflix on the couch for 95 hours. I don't care. I don't care what you do, but know that it's your choice. And know that being mad at the universe because you want things to happen differently or faster is also a choice. And it's okay to admit, yeah, I really wanted this to happen. I wanted it to look like this and it didn't. And that fucking sucks. It's okay to admit that. It's okay to be mad about that. But how long? How long are you going to hold on to it? I think it feels good to believe. I think it feels really good to feel supported. I think it feels really good to feel intuitive. I think it feels really freaking good to just lean back into the universe. It feels good to connect with text and messages and podcasts. When I wrote Rock Your Comeback, one of the things I wrote is that there is a group of neuroscientists who study a part of the brain that recognizes God. It lights up when you talk about God. I think that that is the search of bliss, right? Universe, alignment, love, and bliss. But what if just the idea, just the opportunity to believe opens us up to connect with the universe, opens us up to believe. Like, I believe we're hardwired to believe in the universe and to believe in God. So when we don't, it feels really bad. And I believe in chakras. So I believe like that's your crown shutting off. That's your connection. That's your plug that's disconnected. So if this was you, if you were having a hard time believing, if you were having a hard time feeling good about your life, good about yourself, good about the work you're doing in the world, good about who you are as a parent, good about whatever, you get to start over today. You get to take a good Epsom salt bath. You get to clear the energy in your house. You get to say, okay, I'm grateful that this has been a protective measure so that I don't feel hurt or disappointed or sad or frustrated anymore. But I'm ready for something new. I'm ready to open up. I'm ready to see what the world has for me. I'm ready to see possibility and I'm ready for it now. Everything is a decision, including anger. And when we're ready, we let it go. And when we're ready, we move on. And when we're ready, we start to dive back into the practices and things that make us feel supported and good. I hope this is what you needed to hear today if you were tuning in. And as always, this podcast doesn't exist without you. It doesn't exist without your reviews, your sharing, your subscription. And it's always deeply appreciated to have that. So I'm Nicole Eaton. I hope you connect with me if you feel called. I hope you join the retreat in the upcoming weeks. It's going to be amazing, and I love you. Thanks for listening. Make sure to get a copy of my latest book, Rock Your Comeback, The Down to Earth Guide to Reclaiming Your Power, just about everywhere books are sold. Join the Comeback Club for exclusive access, masterclasses, and more. And I always love to know what you think, so make sure to shoot me a DM or leave me a review. Thanks for listening to the Rock Your Comeback podcast. I hope you're feeling inspired, motivated, and ready to take on the world. Now go step back into your power. The world's been waiting for you. But first, if you could, leave me a review or share with a friend. Thank you.